Hopefully all these cameras will still work. And everybody's gonna be cool. Simple. Nonetheless, this is the on and off. Once again, I am actually suffering from gear acquisition syndrome, and I needed another stand in the setup because I had reasons. Alright, let's cut this music down and let's get right to it. There is yet another stand, and it is called the Hercules stand. It's a mic camera stand. Camera junkie, what's going on? It's my on and off. I'm actually opening up this one other stand that I think will fit right into what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to see what happens here and see what this thing does. It's pretty good. So, Servant of Christ Ministries, what's happening? You got your MV7. And I couldn't be happier. I want to see what it looks like. Did you get a custom? Let me know if you got a custom one. I want to see what you did with it. I want to check out the custom one. All right, so simply, this is, okay, I'll show you the box and I'll tell you why I actually got this thing. So this stand is it's a 360 stand, and the reason why I think it's going to be great is because it does a little bit more than the LP stands that I have, the Elgato. I like the Elgato, don't get me twisted. I still even have the regular Elgato stand. I got rid of my Rode stands. I didn't like them anymore with the Edward scissor hands. They upgraded them. Shout out to my man Tom Buck. He did an awesome review on a newer mic stand. I love his videos because, you know, he doesn't just say, hey, I bought it, so it's the best. It's like, yo, I'm just going to review it and, you know, let you see the most. You haven't customized it. So listen, if you hit your name in there, I got Servant of Christ Ministries, but if so I know your name, I'll call you out. So I'm actually still waiting on my Elgato wave arm. Okay, it's still processing. Got you. So the wave arm, or is it the MV7? Because you can get rid of the MV7 if you didn't customize it, and you can get a customized one. I like the custom ones. Over on the other side of the room there, I do have a customized one. Oh, that one of those cameras locked. That mic over there is a custom, and that's a white and black one. But so here we have, I'm going to do this real quick. Let's go. Here we have this universal podcast mic. I'm just going to cut the music off for now. Just shut it up. Okay, good. Okay, so move my hat out the way. It's universal podcast mic and camera arm stand. Now, I really don't know how much weight this is going to hold, but it says it can hold a camera. And it's from Hercules. Hercules, a lot of musicians use Hercules. And I saw this and I'm like, I want to try this because it has a 360 type thingamajig on there. Now, here's first problem. It's a small clamp. So let me go over here. This guy, you probably can see. Yeah, that's the first problem there. It's a small clamp, so it's basically made for maybe like a pole or something. So here's my Kupo stand where probably I can mount it on there. The reason why I got it is because it has like 360 turning on it, and it actually has it down here, it says. So maybe this is a straight tank from the gate, or maybe it's not. So I'm just going to pop this. It doesn't feel fragile. It feels kind of solid for a small stand. Your typical stand. Where I'm going to hook it at, I thought maybe it was big enough for the side of the desk, but evidently and obviously it's not. So the mount here, I'm just going to tighten this up. Okay, so I see that the mount goes this way. Oh, see, that's the thing. It turns ever which way. And here is the clamp right here. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, Hercules. So I'm going to see what this clamp does. Okay, first things first, it's not going to open up wide enough for the side of my desk. So that's at first tank. If you're thinking about this stand is not expensive, so no, it wouldn't be for the typical person. I'm just going to see if it will work for a temporary mount if I had to get a mic right here for something. And I'm just going to do this just real quick just to check out mic wise. Okay, so it's clamped on here. All right, I'm just going to just switch over to this. Nah, this is not close enough. Okay, so maybe you can see right here. Sometimes I have like a client or something, and they like to sit at the desk, and sometimes they don't like the mic in the shot for whatever reason, for school projects or whatever. So these are fine. I like these. These are fine for me. So there's the setup that I have for me, and most people, you're fine with the LP arm. You're fine with something else. At the beginning, when I didn't really know that the mic is like gorgeous and sexy in the shot, I would actually have this shot where, you know, I had the big boom arm sitting up here so that the mic is over here, and then you don't see the mic in the camera, so the mic has to sit up here. Well, I'm getting back to the point. Dana, what's going on? When are you live? I'm just going to get on your YouTube and watch you live because, dude, you're killing it. And I don't even know if you're a preacher or not, but you are so inspirational. I love you, bro. You always motivate me, so just know your posts really help me. But simply enough, the mic stand, I just needed something to put here so that I can put my MV7, there you go, Serving the Christ Ministries. I need your name, man, so I know. So that I could just put the mic right here and mount it like right here. And right now, this is sturdy enough that I can just throw it on here, clamp it. I can put a mic here and pretty much out of the shot. And it gives me the flexibility of moving this up, down. So you can see here, you can move it up, down. And that way I can take the mic off of here or have an extra mic and be able to sit it right here for the client. And these are perfect because see how I just roll this out? Okay, cleans this whole area up for when you have extra people, whatever. You can also hang a camera on here. This is pretty solid. It's sturdy. It's going to hold the mic. I wouldn't put more than 3 pounds on here. But the thing about it that's dope is it's a 360. So you can mount this any way that you want. You're not limited. So like, see like this guy right here. I can't get this up and out of the way if I have a client that doesn't want the camera. Jordan. Okay, thank you. Jordan. I'm going to try to remember that, Jordan. The Jordan River. Got you. So, Fryer, what's going on, man? I'm surprised you're not busy for the football weekend, bro. But nonetheless, right here we have this the stand here. This is fine for if this is what you're doing for you. But if you're a person like me and you have clients that come in, you might want to just have something simple as this stand without bringing in a big boom arm or something and just throw the mic or something right up top. So this I'm feeling already. And now looking at it, I can actually, let me go here. I can actually put it up top and probably hang it off of the Kupo stand up top here. So one of the stands up here, because of the mount on this, I'm probably able to take it. So look at the mount. The mount is young on there for this Hercules stand, okay? It's very young. It's only going to go on a pole and wrap around. So I want to show you if it goes on this Kupo stand over here. I'm going to just try it. Hang on. Yes, we have a winner. Okay. Boom. See that? So I can throw this on here. I love the fact that this articulates so many different ways. Now, that's far away, but if I needed to get a mic up and out of the camera shot here, this is exactly what I got it for. And so I promise you it's real cheap. It's got the cord wraps on here. And it's very sturdy once you lock it on there. But again, it's 360, so you can turn it and move it any which way you want. So those of you who understand this LP arm, the thing is, oh, I'm doing football. It just happened to catch you tonight because you're on at a decent time. I'll be back on late again, but yeah. So this LP arm, perfect. The other Elgato arm, perfect. But for those people who need like something extra to throw a mic, or you have unique situations, and actually if you're mobile, this is a good arm to throw in your bag because you'll be able to maneuver it any kind of way that you want, and it articulates fine. Okay, it articulates real good. So here, like for example, I can move this arm this way, turn him up here. Whichever way you position it, it locks in place. So hopefully that helps. I know this is like a short live. Not many people on here. Folk will watch this later and look at it. But that is, ladies and gentlemen, the Hercules camera mic stand. And so, yes, you can put a camera on here. You can put a mic on there. Let me take it off of here. And I'll give you a close-up. Now, it does not go in and out. So it's not telescopic at all. So it's only bend. But I promise you, for those people who need extra stuff, like it definitely is an arm that's missing out of a lot of people's like lineup, because it has the you can put a camera on there, so you can put a bald head on here, or something else for your camera, and you can just throw it as a mic mount if you have to mount the mic in a unique place or area. So these work fine. The Elgato work very fine. On Thursday, I'll be doing a radio show interview with my friend Dr. Virdra Jackson. I have my 2 teleprompters here so that when her and her guests line up, they'll have a scene like this. So one person will be over this side and the other person will be over there. And that look is pretty much, let me go back to it. That look is going to be here. So I'll put a chair here, and the Elgato mic stands, the boom arms will sit here, will face each other, and then you have 2 people in the same place with the, and they're able to see themselves and the interview on the teleprompters. Okay, the middle camera, this shot right here is just going to show both of them at the same time talking, and then if I need to go individual, I can go left cam for one person over here, and then right cam, orange, over here. But again, this guy plays a big part in a universal hookup. So I'll do some more stuff on it. But again, it may not seem like it's a big thing, but to be able to have a 360 articulating mic arm, that really helps in a lineup. So one other thing, so you can see this, Irv, you probably like this, and it's good to just have it because you never know when you're going to need it. I can pretty much connect it up here. I'm just going to hang it up there, and then I could actually, put this back. Okay, good. So I didn't tighten the arms. Look at me. So let me tighten this arm here. I just had my light shift. Okay, so so if I were to tighten that arm up there, I can have this mic hang right here. Now watch what I'm showing you on how dope this is. Okay, so if I tighten this shot, okay, here it is right here. Because it articulates, I can just twist this over here, maneuver it right there. And then this articulates, so you can put the mic right where you want it. And then, it's a temporary fix. Just get what I'm saying. It's a temporary fix. So if I had like right on the spot and somebody doesn't want the mic in the shot and you need to get it as close to the mouth as possible. Now notice you can't see the ball, right? You can't see it, but it's right here. See that? Right above my cap. But now when I go to the front shot, you can position this where the mic is literally sitting right here out of the shot, okay? And it's a simple dope stand that moves any kind of way. So that's just what I wanted. And I wanted to knock out the idea that it actually works for the desk, because it actually doesn't. And the reason why, once again, and let me tighten this shot here, is because it's basically a pole mic stand, okay? I think this has some great applications for if you're on the go. So let me show you this jib guy moving over here. The light is not on, but if you got a tripod set up, you can literally mount this to the leg of your tripod, put a monitor on there, put a microphone on there, or whatever if you're on the go. It's small enough to get right into your bag. And again, because of the maneuverability, I totally recommend this stand. It is a real slept on piece of gear that most people wouldn't think that you needed, but it'll be dope, okay? Credit Dave, have you ever considered providing your own Amazon affiliate links for the products you show us? You give great info. So Amazon's really been jerking me, and even YouTube. I have to get a certain amount of subscribers or something else, and sometimes I just don't even have time for it. Here go those bots. See, that's when you know you're doing good, when you get the bots. So I'm thinking about doing something about it, getting involved with Amazon, because I can really dedicate some time to do it. I like doing product reviews, and I like doing them live. And then if I'm really into it, I'll make a video out of it. But I mean, I think there's so many people out there, and even the companies themselves, that do great full out videos on how the thing works. But there's not a lot of people that's like, okay, I got it, this is what I do with it. And we start to offer relatability on how would you use it. So like for me, my whole setup in here, this is just how I use stuff. These lights on the wall, some people will tell you, hey, you got to get the professional, colored lights, RGBs, because, you get the flicker and stuff. Or to avoid that, you got to go on the cameras and do all of this extra stuff. I'm real simple. Pop, pop, boom, knock it out. And I just try to make what I have look good that satisfies me. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So, yes, Dana, I'm keeping Phoenixville well. You need to return for some water ice. Hey, you had to go to Philly for that. There's Rita's up here. And who else got that water ice? Oh, I think Bertucci's. Yeah, everybody lines up for that. So, yeah. Oh, people, real quick. Another piece you may not think you need. It's on sale at B&H right now for $119. It's an expensive piece, okay? It's a very expensive piece, but it's called the Flex Tilt Head Pro. I put a video up on it. You definitely want this. Okay, here, I'll show you on this guy. That's what this guy is on back here, okay? Let me stop doing this guy right here. All right, we're gonna stop the jib. All right, and then I'm just going to zoom in on it and show you how I use it. See this guy right here? So I have a client that comes in, okay? And when she comes in, she goes, look at this right here. She goes, oh, I want the camera up here. And I'm like, all right, cool. So in order to get that adjustment to make the camera go up and tilt it and all of that, I got the thing on the legs here, but with this flex tilt head right here, right? The earlier ones didn't have these knobs on here. These knobs on here actually tighten it, and it's real simple, so that you got two things happening. Some of them just had tension where when you move it, you had to tighten it with an Allen wrench and commit to that tension and that spot. But here's what you do. You do this, and when you move this guy up, right? So when you move this up, it's like a Z stand, right? You actually can take and just tighten this right here. It has the tighteners on there to secure the camera. Real simple. And then it has a 360 on the bottom where it twists the whole thing. So it's actually very good for your tripod. Dana, if you're still on, you'll actually love it for like out in the open. You probably got a ton of other stuff that you use, but it's kind of heavy, but it's good for your expensive gear. something with like a long lens on there, like the big Sony G Masters and all of that. I use the file cam quick in and outs, mounts. But this right here, this is like, it's like so invaluable. So check it out. In order to raise the camera, I basically just take this right here on the side, loosen this, notice the camera drop, move, and I loosen this. I can take and put the camera up, tighten this guy, and we just raise the camera. See that? Now, if I want to take the camera and tilt it, I can just tilt it like that, and I know it's tight. Like, I don't have to set the tension and do it, and then after a while, the tension starts to go, and then it just starts to slide down. You tighten it on the side, you loosen it up, you swivel it from the bottom. Okay, I'll show you what I'm doing here. You just take and you can swivel that on the bottom, and notice this actual Z stand on these feet are holding up a whole camera. And Mr. Camera Junkie, shout out to my boy. He's just got the T2 stand here. It's, you got this whole thing right here. All right. So I definitely do recommend this piece right here, and it's on sale right now at B&H for like $1. It's less than $1.20. It's solid, trust me. Edelchrome has solid stuff, solid pieces. I'll be doing a review on their tracking maybe next week or the week after next. They have a tracking module. It's kind of like the gimbal, and you can just zero it in on something, and it'll actually take the jib and move the jib with the piece. So for example, let's say if I could put a tracking on here, and when I move this, it'll literally do this and move with the piece. Isn't that crazy? So if I move this up and down, it'll move with it and just chase it. So if you're doing a review or something like that, and you're like, oh, you're pointing out the mic, then it'll chase the mic. So if you put it on the mic and you move the mic, it'll move right along with the mic and keep the mic in focus. It's such a dope piece on Edelchrome, and that's with the jib. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm gonna kill this one. I'll probably jump back on live somewhere else, or just bum rush somebody else's and drop in. All right, if there are any questions, ask them. If not, no problem. Dana, I gotta hook up with you soon, man. I'm just loving what you do, man. I'll check out your schedule and see what's what. Find out my frequency. Irvin, I'm gonna call you in a second. Credit Dave, what's going on? So yes, Credit Dave, don't get me hyped. I just ordered it. The Elgato. Tell Irvin Fryer in the column. Just look, Dave. Just say, Irvin, just go ahead and order the foot pedal. The Elgato foot pedal for the Stream Deck, it just seems like fire. And I was so mad because I saw it in Let's Get Live today, and I'm like, why does Edelchrome have a new thing out? Shout out to my girl Felicia, Pastor Felicia. I knew she had already ordered it, so she already got her receipt for shipping already. I'm getting it because what's going to happen is you take and you throw that sucker right down here on the floor. And so let's just say for me, when I do, if I do this front shot, I reach here. So I'm gonna show you over this desk. I reach here and I hit this button, and this button is going to pull the shot in. Now I can do it on my foot. So I would be down here and see this foot here. I would hit this foot, and then it'll do the camera like that. Then you can also set it up to do other things like, crazy. So do you really need it? No. It's, again, people, we know what we call this. We call this, let me see if I have the right, we call this gear acquisition syndrome. Okay, it's called gas. And so for everybody, you suffer from gas just like me, gear acquisition syndrome, there you have it. Okay, gear acquisition syndrome, that's what we all suffer from. And so there's another piece out, so we're going to grab it. Okay, just like I got this guy. So once again, this Hercules, if you like it, say you like it. If not, if you don't have a use for it, I got you. Okay, I'm done. I'm just farting around, just talking. Okay, so Dana, we'll holler. You ordered yours today, two-stepping happening up in Canada. Check that out. Herb, just go ahead and order it, man, and figure it out later. I think you'll benefit from it. Yeah, it's one of those things that if you don't get it, you'll probably be like, oh man, I'm gonna get it. And then, you know, once you get it, you may or may not use it. I don't know if I'm really going to use it or not. Another thing, this loop deck it sucks, man. I don't know why people keep saying loop deck. I think people that just bought the loop deck, Doc Rock, I give them a pass, but everybody else is like, yeah, whatever. Loop deck has nothing on the Stream Deck. Stream Deck, I like the physical button. The software works well with the Mac, but as far as the loop deck, I'm just not. I mean, I could take time and play around with it, but it's just like, to prove what? It really doesn't. I mean, I'm pushing buttons here, and it's like, this is working. You understand what I'm saying? So now with the foot pedal, I'll be down here with this, hitting it, and then switching cameras. Do I really need to do that? I don't think so. But, you know, it's better than loop deck if you ask me. So loop deck for editing and stuff, and if that's all you have, yes, I think that loop deck is great, but other than that, nah. Monty, check him out. Monty, what's going on, man? I don't know if you did reviews on these, but these Hercules products are great. Most of my musician friends know about it to mount their phones, to mount their iPads, doing music and stuff. But I see a great use for it in the studio, and I'm liking this as an alternate piece for quick in the moment setups. But the only thing is you can only mount this to a pole or something. You can't really mount it to the desk. It's not really secure, so it has to go on a pole. So more than likely, I'm just going to mount it up top there, hang it from here. So when the client comes over and they want the mic out of the shot, but I need it close to them for sound, this is going to be my go-to piece. And there you have it. That is it for the Hercules stand. Okay, Jib, back in motion. What are you doing? Let's go. Come on. Come on. I don't know. Let's go back. Okay, now she's going to move and get back in place. Hopefully in about 2 weeks, I'll have the tracking module so that when I move, the Jib will move just like that. Okay? So now she's going into motion. Let's go, Jib. She's going into motion. Isn't that sexy? I like it. Okay, some heavy hitters in this chat I see. Oh, it's got, listen, Monty Weaver's the heavy hitter. Okay? You do understand that. So when you talk about heavy hitters, you got Monty in here. That's the heavy hitter. Let me get my No Pro out the way. Hey, where's my No Pro? Okay, I gotta get the mouse up there. Let's get that No Pro out of there. So this was the No Pro review of the Hercules mic camera stand. Okay, 28 minutes. I got 2 minutes. Shout outs to all of you. Thank you for stopping by and joining. I'll probably go Facebook Live and mess with some people. So haven't used the Hercules, but I have used a lot of the Manfrotto products. Yes, that's the high end. Monty, that's where I'm at. Those are high end, but that Hercules, man, they got some stuff that's dope. And yeah, I can't repeat it enough. This is what I've been looking for. 360 movement. Twist, turn, any which way I need you to turn. Okay? And so we straight. All right. Listen, I do have a hack for this guy though. If you have two of these, you actually can extend the arm if you want, because you can take and double this guy onto here and put this out. You really don't need to do that, but I tried it. It's a way to hack that and do it. Why you need to do it, I don't know, but you can do it. So these are just simple hacks. I may go live a lot more and just talk about hacks for something that you want to do. I'm going to do another live, and I'm just going to throw a disclaimer out there or clarity, because I've gotten criticized for multiple cameras, and it normally comes from people that only use one camera, or they might have two, and I'm like, fine, do you, but I want to encourage people that have a need for stuff, and you get according to your creativity. So getting according to your creativity is, if you use your whole room and you need people to see your whole room, think about shows like reality TV. Just think if reality TV only had one camera. They have cameras in every room. They have cameras in the kitchen, multiple angles on it. No, you don't need more than one camera. You don't need more than one camera, right? You don't need more than 2. You don't need more than 3. It's all about what you do and what you do, or where your creativity is. And once you get there, it makes sense. So I have a need for over the desk, because I'm opening a box, or if I need to show this from a top view so you can see and understand what this Edelchrome piece does. And it makes life simpler, rather than trying to get into the camera and doing this and playing around with the autofocus and stuff. That's just what I do. And then for the radio show that I do, shout out to Dr. Virdra Jackson, when she brings in 2 people and we have to put the cameras up as such, then I need to put a shot, and I got to change this up for next week anyway. There's one camera that's going to show here. And then the other camera, I think that's this guy. No, that's the wrong one. Is it this guy? No, it's not that one. I just got to find it. That's the straight one, and that's because I can't put the numbers in here. Okay, so it'll be number 7. No, it's not number 7. Which number is it? I'm trying to find it. Sorry, people. I'm trying to find the other one, because what it needs to do, it needs to go across to the other side. And so that's 5, and then that would be 6. So that's you over there. And then 7 is going to be this guy. And so number 1, there we go. Okay. So for instance, I'm looking over here now, right? So we're going to have 2 people in the studio. Okay. This is just extended time. 2 people in the studio, right? So my mics will be positioned where the camera is going to show guest number 1 in the orange. So see this orange here? The orange will be set up for one person, and then the yellow will be set up for the other person. And so in one setting, in this same room right here, to show you, there'll be 2 people. And so one person can look this way, one person can look that way, and then we're able to take those people and put them on the camera like this in the same room, and still have a setup and a format that works. So there's the reason why there's 3 cameras on this desk. So for one production, there's 3 cameras. 1, 2, and 3, right? Now, that interview's over. I barely use these 2 cameras because it's just me. So I basically just use this camera. But I'm using this one. This is 1. This will be number 2. And then over top will be number 3. But if I need to show you a wide angle view of something, then you do this so that you can show, hey, the arm over here, because I can't take this camera and move this around here. Okay. And then the overhead camera is not going to show you this whole thing. So that's the reason why that setup is the way it is. Okay. And so I'm going to be open to help people for your why. Okay. And then again, the different pieces. Shout out to Monty once again, who's done great reviews on ATEM. I think he uses ATEM. Tom Felicia uses ATEM. Different people I know use it, and they use them in combination with their other cam links. And the thing that I really want to try to help people with is the why. Rather than let's deal with the why to see where I fit in. And then shout out to James Hicks on focus. Focus on you to understand how it works for you. So then you start to listen to not conflict, but you listen to creative ideas and perspectives and why you do it. So let's take, when you look at Monty's doing a great job. We love what Monty's doing. Monty is very unique at what he does and how he does it. He has the biggest, widest screen on the planet. That doesn't mean you have to have the biggest, widest screen on the planet, and he can explain to you his why. And if your workflow matches his workflow, that's the reason why you get that. But it doesn't mean it's better than everything else. That's what works for you. But knowledge is key. And so the thing that I've tried to do to help people out is the why you don't have to do it, or the reason why you would do it, and then allow you to make the choice and not end up hearing everybody else with it. Sidebar, are y'all ready for this? It's amazing to me of how many arguments I've seen over Sony cameras for live streaming. And the funniest thing is, if I switch to this jib camera, it doesn't matter that it's an A6600 with a Sony lens on it. Okay? It really does not matter. Let me zoom this guy back out. It really doesn't matter. And then it doesn't matter that this is an A6100 because it has a Sigma lens on it. That's the key. And a lot of times people don't like to explain that. If I were to turn the other camera on over there, it's a A5100. I just moved the A5100 over to my other set. And I have a client that comes in and they do their devotionals every week, right, on the A5100 with the Sigma 16mm lens. It looks great. Okay. So when you're trying to help people out, I get it. Newer is actually guaranteed to be better because it's newer, right? But if you really look at your purpose, you don't have to kill your pockets for quality. Keith Pelzer said it. You do not have to kill your pocket for quality. That is a choice. And then it looks bougie. It looks like you got a lot. Listen, the funniest truth that people will want to hear. I have my two favorite cameras, A7C and the new A7 IV, right? But the thing is, they're not hooked up to this. I don't even put them on this system. Don't even need it. Now, if you want to sound bougie, you like, oh, I got an A7 IV, A7C. But I only use those for photography and recording now. But for this, I kind of figured out the game. I got a ZV-E10 here, which is fine because me and Felicia, we like the white camera. This camera up here is a white camera up here. Okay. It kind of looks like the ZV-E10. Matter of fact, let me stop this jib. I'll show it to you real quick. Here, check this out. This camera up top here, over top of my head, it actually looks like my ZV-E10, right? ZV-E10 right here, right? This camera up here, I paid $250 for it, right? This camera right here, whatever ZV-E10s go for, almost what, $800 or whatever, something like that. Okay, but they both literally are doing the same thing. If I pulled that camera from up top, the $250 camera, put it down here and put this Sigma 18 to 24 something 50 lens on there, it's going to do the same thing. I promise you. Now we can argue about the features that the ZV-E10 has over the A51 and talk about the eye tracking is better. But if I'm literally just sitting in front of my camera and doing a broadcast right here, or if I'm on a set with somebody else doing a broadcast right here, how much difference does it actually make? So the truth of the matter is you invest in your lens. You invest in the attachment because if you upgrade the camera, the lens can go on the next camera, but the camera can't jump around. So what would be the argument here? And I just want to warn people with gear acquisition syndrome. You actually can corner yourself into buying stuff that you'll actually never use because you got it because somebody else said it was better. When you could have got your 16mm lens, Sigma, and an A5100, and you'd have been fine. Okay, that's just a Keith Pelzer take on it. I've watched it happen a trillion times. It keeps happening. Welcome, Mr. Bot. Next bot, ban you. Okay, another bot, ban you. Okay, boom, had to ban him. Catching the mods. But again, I'm here to answer the questions. I will answer the questions, so that people know, and it helps them to, make those decisions. Okay. Let me see. Uh-oh, what happened? Did I miss something? Okay. My girlfriend is the one who always asks, do you really need that? But has a million shoes. Ooh, hey, that's an argument I'll just stay out of, Dave. That's a rough one. So look, it's funny because you actually have to find a way. Wait a minute, how did I do that? I like that. I don't even know what I did there, but nonetheless, you actually have to find a way to buy the stuff that you want, but not overdo it. And so this is good, Dave. You hit a decent point. So to justify getting 3 cameras, if the bank account says that you spent, about $600 to $800, but you got 3 cameras, right? That's a lot better than spending a fortune on a A66 or an A7 or A4 just to sit it in front of your face and say, oh, I'm live and I'm using the A15,000 camera. It's like, all right, cool, but it's just a camera and a lens in front of your face. And once again, if your lighting is not on point, then we just defeat the purpose. You understand what I'm saying? I hope this is helping somebody. The reason why we all stand behind the Sigma trio, the 16, the 30, and the 56, depending on your range on there, is because of the aperture, the 1.4 or whatever. Mr. Camera Junkie's the expert on that. And even with low light, right? But if you get your lighting right, it doesn't matter if you're using a 2.8 or you're using something else. If you get the lighting right, it's going to show up, great to know what size lighting and stuff to get. So, for example, if you take care of this, and I don't even have this stuff lit up, the lantern light is not on, but if you get the lights and stuff pretty much right, you're not dumping all your money into this. And this is something that I'm helping people out with that are trying to get, they're saying, hey, why'd you move over here? Hang on one second. Take this and move this guy over here. All right, I had to reset my light. But the thing is, oh, I get it. Hang on. You just really want to turn, don't you? Stay still. All right. That's what happened when you start moving stuff around the studio. But to spend that extra money in areas you don't need to. Now, some people, they just like blowing money. But for other people, you're trying to get the most out of what you can get without blowing your budget. And then you got to know how money makes money. So you can have gear acquisition syndrome if you got something to cover it. If you don't have something to cover it, then that's when you listen and you learn and you find out in your vision, what do I want to do? And then you get stuff. Now, for some of you who's still watching, it's amazing, because one of the things that I want to be the bold guy to do is to talk about the stuff that you bought and be honest of the stuff that's just sitting around and you don't know when the ham sandwich you're going to use it. And you swore it was the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, I'm going to get that joint. Like right now, the Elgato foot stomps, it's going to be 1 trillion people getting it and say, oh, I got the foot stomp. And it's just like, okay, I want them people like, show me how you're using it. So for me, I can see myself using it on a Sunday sermon. I can see myself, using it in combination with the teleprompter, right? So teleprompter app is the bomb. Okay, the app is like blue and it's got the white lines in it. It's one of the best, and I use it with my small remote so that when I'm talking, these screens, that's a whole nother thing. Let me shout this out to y'all. So 1, 2, 3, right? There's 3 confidence monitors, and I have them all tapped into a splitter so that I can look at any one of these cameras and I can have my teleprompt on all of them at the same time. Linked in with the app that's inside the computer, the overlay will still allow me to see me, but I can have words sitting right over top of me that you can't see, but I can see clearly. So if I'm doing a live and I have like 5 points that I want to see, I can put those 5 points right on the screen and have them there. And now with the Elgato foot joint, I can actually move PDFs without having to put my hand on the desk and touch it. But listen, spoiler alert, this is going to help some people, because somebody's going to make you think that you need the foot changer, right? But again, this is going to fall into this area of gear acquisition syndrome, because right now, if nobody actually sees your hands, then you can push the button on the Stream Deck and do all these changes if nobody's going to see your hand, right? So nobody sees my hand right now, so you don't see me doing the switching and stuff. So, to say, oh, I can do it hands-free, whoop-de-doo, because I can't see your hands anyway. So you spent about $100 some dollars just to do it on your foot, to go like, oh, I use my foot to do that. Cute, but I mean, if the shot is not one of these where your hands are here, you need it where your hands are doing this, right? So your hands are up here, and if you needed to switch, now I can't kind of fake this joint. If I do my switch cam setup, then I'm doing this and I can keep my hands in the shot. So the foot thing will actually be able to allow you to advance while your hands are up here. And then when it goes, I don't know which camera is going to go to next. So I don't know if it's going to show the desk, if it's going to show what. It's moving. Come on, thing. I have to reset it. Okay, boom, there it is. So hands are still in the shot. So on all cameras, you got the hand here. It should be switching to the next shot soon, whatever that is. But that would be the reason why the foot thing would matter, because then you don't have to put your hand on the button. See how that moved? It's moving from screen to screen without my hands doing it. But if your hands being in the shot is not important, then, you know, okay, you got something on your foot. And for some people, it'll be absolutely confusing. Okay, see that? It went over there. It'll be absolutely confusing to try to get your foot to do something when you could just push it with your hand. Okay, that's a Keith Pelzer just vent on that right there. Let me make sure now I'm not doing a Diana Gladney and I'm missing something. Oh, where are the bots coming from? They trying to jump in there. I got it. Okay. So Kevin, you got a question. What lens are you rocking on your ZV-E10 tonight as your main cam? Okay, so Kev, on here, let's pop him over here. Let me take this Hercules off of here. Take off Hercules. Hercules, get off of there. There she is. Paste the image. So I'll show you to the side. It is the Sigma 18 to 50, okay, on here. So let me double check. It is the, yep, it's an 1850 on there. And so it pretty much is going to give you the same quality and everything that the 16 and 30 and 56 is going to do. But I got it because it helps with this zoom in, and it gives me that Sigma quality without having to be locked in with a 16 millimeter or 30 millimeter. And so hopefully that helps. Okay, I'll switch back to it so you can see them here. So this is just the zoom. This is not an Ecamm zoom. This is a straight zoom from the camera itself. And that's at 50 millimeters. That's the lock in there. So now I can take this and move this back out, and that'll give me the 18 width. So if you notice, the reason why 16, I didn't need it and I took it off of this desk, was because a lot of times I have to tighten the shot. So when I put somebody in this chair and they do their recordings and stuff, I was fighting with having to tighten the shot. Now before that, I was using my 24-70 lens, but I always need that in my bag for photography. So I didn't like coming home. So again, people, here's the reason why, like my sis Felicia, myself and a few others, you have all this extra stuff. You have the GoPro, you have something else, you got a gimbal for the phone or something else, because you use this stuff. So for me, I got tired of having to disassemble everything off of this desk just to go out and do photos. And so now I have two dedicated in the field photo cameras, right? And the lenses and all of that stuff. And the Sigma 24-70 sitting on the tripod here for what? I mean, you know, you coming through the internet, you're live. When you in Zooms and stuff, Zoom, you know, takes down your quality and stuff. And then when you're recording, with the lighting and stuff set, the Sigma just looks so good. It doesn't matter if you have the 30 to 16 to 18 something, or even the Tamrons work good when you're sitting here. Once you get this basic shot set up, I mean, you know, get it right, get your eye tracking right. On my camera, I have the focus area sitting right up here so that when I move the mic, it doesn't keep going in and out of focus, because it's looking for focus right here and it's ignoring from here down. It's ignoring all of that. So anything in focus from here down is just in focus, but it's focusing here, so to always keep my eye in contact on the desk. But back to Kevin's point about that lens, I ended up getting that lens, which is not expensive, so that, you know, once I get the subject sat up here, I can tighten it around them on how they want. So for somebody taller, I may have to back this up. Okay, but if you notice when I back it up, you see the light up here, depending on how I point it. So that's why I like having the versatility of doing this with the Sigma quality. So case in point, if you ask the question in Ecamm and you say, what's the best lens for the camera? Somebody throws that out in general. 90% of the time, everybody's going to drop right in and say 16 millimeter because they don't have the knowledge of the 1850 right now. And so they'll straight out recommend, oh, it's the best lens to get. Yeah, because that's all you know. But when you know better, it's not about do better, but give people the option. And so for, I think, almost less than $100 more, you're just a little bit over the $399 average on the 16 millimeter, and you add the versatility in of the 18 to 50. So now if you pitch a ZV-E10 to people and you say, hey, it's a great camera for the field and movie recording and stuff like that, well, it's better to have a zoom on there. So for some versatility with the Sigma quality. That's just a Keith Pelzer take on it, okay? And so it's one of those, that's how you learn and do. Okay? Make sure I'm not doing a Diana Gladney. Shout out to Diana Gladney. Sammy, what's going on? Yeah, the bots are really out tonight. So I don't know about that foot stomp. But listen, you know what? Jordan. Is it Jordan? I think I got it right. Jourdon or Dan. I'm going to grab it anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Felicia, in your church stream, the bots were out on that too. That's a great idea for teleprompter at the convos, but you only use one camera when it's just you, right? Yep, you're right. Basically, when it's just me, I'm pretty much using one camera. That's the funny thing, Felicia. You know I'm transparent. You know, it's funny because I like the joking about, you know, Keith's got like a ton of cameras and all. Well, just so y'all know, actually Felicia started it because once she got me open on that, being able to use the GoPro, I never forget back in 2020, near the end, when I met Felicia and was getting to know her, and we were like, oh yeah, using the GoPro. I'm like, oh, you can use the GoPro as a webcam, and I'm hooking it up. And then, you know, the battery was ticking me off or whatever. India uses the GoPro. I figured it out. It was really dope to have it, but I was like, I need something more permanent. And that's when I looked into the Sony A5100s and realized for the price of a GoPro, I could get that, have a Sony camera, and be able to have the interchangeable lenses on them. Okay, so I guess if a person gets used to it, it could make for smooth transitions, but I don't think it's necessary. See, that is thinking. That is just offering conversation. That's what I'm all about. Just to have a little conversation with you. It's about conversation, okay? And then allow people to make decisions without forcing. You need it when you don't. If you're not Felicia, you're not me, you're not Mr. Camera Junk and a few others, then you know, you have a different situation. But we just get it because that's what we do. Okay, so I'm waiting on Felicia to do a live and just play around with the foot stomp and do something with it so I get some ideas, because I'm just going to grab it. And then I'm going to tell Tina, well, Felicia suggested it. I'm going to throw her under the bus. So I just think to leave people alone. If it's their money, so let them buy whatever they want. Absolutely. And Felicia, see, but what I'm talking about are when I can discern, there are people that they're like, what's the cheapest? When they say what's the cheapest, those aren't the same people. I get what you're talking about. I don't stare nobody out. If people want to get 18 cameras, I say get 18 and only use one at a time and switch one for every day of the month. That's good because they got it. But there are people that actually come in and ask the question, and then people, they start firing off what they have, but they're not listening. Hey, this is my budget here. And so we hammer down at people, you got to get a ZV-E10, and they just said, I only have a $900 budget. Well, and then we say, oh, you need a Sigma 16 millimeter lens. Well, for the price of a ZV-E10, you can get an A5100 and a 16 millimeter or 1850. That's just bottom line. But again, and y'all hear what Felicia's saying, she's on point. We're not talking about the people that's like, yo, I just want to spend money. Well, nobody's stopping you. I got a ton of suggestions. Yo, get all 3 wave arms, you know, get the get 2 wave arms, get every color of these. Don't get one, you know, but I like purple. Cool. Get every color just in case you change your background. Get a T1, T2, T3, get a TMP, get the 50, get the 70, you know, get a new monitor, get the Anderson light, get everything if you just spending money. But we got to be fair to people that actually are just like, yo, I basically do Zooms and a couple of lives and some YouTube instructionals, and I just need to look good. There is a way to do it. Okay, I proved it. A5100. You know, it's not hard. Boom, right there. Okay. This is the stuff that I'm just trying to help people out with. So I think those pedals are more geared towards people who have hands busy, music, cooking as examples. But I could be wrong. Can I tell you something, Kevin? Now, if you look at their website, you are dead on point. Hear what I just said. If you look at their website, you nailed it. That's exactly what they're pitching it for. But again, we're creative people. So we're going to find a way that it makes sense. And then somebody's going to ask, wait a minute, what did you do? So if you have multiple cameras, does it mean you need more foot pedals? More money down the drain? Nah, so here's the funny thing you mentioned, Jordan. It's crazy because if you only have 3 buttons on that foot thing and you have 4 cameras, you're jacked up, because then you gotta like push to the scene rather than put a scene on the foot. So then you still gotta go to the Stream Deck anyway, right? You still gotta go to it. Okay, you get caught into it, but I like it. Doc Rock in the building. What's going on, Doc? So now, fam, I'm going to go full Sugarfoot's Trouble Funk mode. Ordered already. I knew it. See, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you Felicia, if you me, if you Doc, if you Kevin, you know, just do it. Like, that's just what we do, okay? That's just what we do. But it's people like us that, like for me, when I know I got gear acquisition syndrome, I just get newsy and I look at, you know what? If it's new and it's coming out, Felicia probably got it. So let me see. Like if it came out 2 weeks ago, then I look to see, did Felicia post something up about it? I look to see, is Doc doing an unboxing on it? So I know, you know, that's just it. And so again, there are people that grab it, but what I listen for a fair understanding of the why. That is the key point. I look for a fair understanding of how would this benefit me. And that's the thing with the pitch. Now here's what's funny. Doc Rock put us up on these, right? I have never told anybody, hey, your mic is ugly and you need to get a color foam. I never said anything about it. Okay. And then when people ask me on my YouTubes, where'd you get that from? I tell them where it's from. I always give credit where it's due. Again, shout out to Doc Rock. And then what I do is I just tell people, yo, because it's overseas and takes a while to get, just order the whole batch of colors that you can get. Whether you're going to use it or not, just get it. I even say double down on your favorite color in case you mess this up. Okay, or in case you get another mic in your setup. So that's what I just throw out there. Okay, fair and easy. Again, the SM7B, same thing. I just took down a $2,000 mic and just put it back in the coffin. Okay, because when I really thought about sound, I've invested enough in the audio to get a decent sound out of it, where the better mic doesn't make a difference, in my opinion. So I only pull it out when I have artists in here. Real simple. So is no need to use it. Now, to me, is it a better mic than this? Absolutely. But I'm not going to tell everybody they need it. But now somebody asked me about it and that's what they want to spend on, then by all means, like Felicia said, you can grab it. Okay? You have a lot going on in that studio. I think you need another room in the house. No, Felicia, I don't. My house is nowhere the size of yours, I'm pretty sure. 3 bedrooms. That's it. So I have no more room. And I got the bike and stuff in the garage. But I am going to do a bike setup. Me and Indy are going to do our bike setup so that we can do some kind of e-can, ride our bike in the garage type stuff, whatever. So I need a Stream Deck icon pack. So can you help me? I don't want it from the usual sellers. I don't like those. I agree with you, Felicia. I don't be liking them joints neither. Oh, wait a minute. That's what happened, Kevin. I hit the wrong button. Fryer, you still on here? Everybody, shout out to my brother, Pastor NFL superstar Irvin Fryer. It is past his bedtime, but he is still hanging right now. Are you at your setup, Fryer? You know, like, to have him up past 9:30, you know, that's a good thing. So thank you. As a Sony shooter, just curious because I'm looking at some glass now and it looks real clean last couple of streams. So Kevin, are you shooting APS-C? If you can answer me that, APS-C, or are you full frame? Just asking because I never asked you that question, or I didn't know. But so the other reason why I got that 1850 was for my APS-C because I didn't have a quality zoom other than the Sony 18135, which is pretty clean, but I don't do many photos with the APS-Cs. But if I go out with a combination of a full frame and I take the ZV-E10 with me, that lens, and I'm still sitting on a video review that I did when I was bike riding. I took the ZV-E10 out with me with that Sigma lens on there, and I'm telling you, the pictures and the video is fire on there, bro. I love it. Okay, make them in Canva, but I have not made a public one because I mostly loop deck. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to watch Doc Rock and hear how he uses I'm not talking to you, Siri. You need to see how he uses the loop deck. This is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I don't have a deep experience in the loop deck. I just never went for it. But Doc Rock uses the loop deck like he uses it. So if you got discouraged and you grabbed it, find out how he's using it so that it can help you. And then Doc, maybe you can tell us if you use it on your lives or if you use it mostly for editing. I totally get it. For me, I started using it off of lives. I was using it more with Final Cut Pro and other things, and I had like a plan to set up to use that loop deck. But for me with lives, I'm so used to my Stream Deck, it goes with my flow. But for people that don't have either, you just take the time and listen to people that have both, and don't just listen to somebody that has one, because 90% of us will have the Stream Deck, but you may be a loop deck person. So pay attention to people that have it and watch how people use it. That is something I may say that really might tick some people off. Is I like to listen to people that you used it. You don't just open the box and say it's new and I got it, and you pitch to everybody that they need it, right? And respecting, you know, the thought of let people buy what they want. I can't stop nobody from spending nothing. But the thing is, there aren't many people there for you after you blew the money, and then you're stuck because you have to chase what the suggestors are doing. So I have this funny reputation, like I just buy stuff all the time. Leave it to Jody. I actually don't. I may get a series of stuff, set it up, and use it in such a way that I'm not always talking about what's new, because I'm using things that I've gotten over 2 years ago and are fresh right now. So when you use what you had for a long time in a fresh right now, that speaks more volumes than just chasing, oh, the new SM7B mic came out, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all another funny thing. The people that did reviews on the MV7X, it's like, how a sound review for what? Because actually it's just the MV7 minus the USB. Same mic minus the USB. Just say that. But the test on, and people were like, I'm gonna go grab that joint. And then they're like, I need a unit for that. Yeah, with the MV7 you didn't. Because if you go on the road on a business trip, just take the USB, plug it in, and you got a microphone. But now you have a XLR only, you don't have a module, but you let somebody talk you into, I need it. Everybody can't afford to have gear acquisition syndrome. That's just to keep Pelzer point, people. All right, it's not a vent. India, you ain't missed nothing. I was actually talking about this Hercules stand here. And you know what's funny? India's the type person that I would have went to her house and India would have had this, and I would be like, dang, that joint is hot. What is that? And India will say, you know what? I saw this, I found this, and I used it. And she would have a reason for using it, where the majority of people would just say, oh, the end all be all is the LP stand. But this would be practical because in your setup, you actually have a pole stand or a C stand right next to you, and you can put the mic on there. Case closed. Okay. All right. So Kevin, yeah, there she is. Yeah. Okay. So what's the answer, Doc Rock? Are you going to help me, Doc? I think you on it now. Okay. The Tamron 17 to 28 is the new favorite lens. G Master quality for mad cheap. Doc, I saw you live with a Tamron and I said, I'm not going to watch it because then I'm going to be mad. Like, what the heck is this joint? And it looks dope. I hear you. What's the cost on that, I wonder? So I can make them. So can Alec. Yes, Alec can do it. Love you, Keith. It's just a lot of fun. I love buying stuff, gear. Felicia, that's why me and you tight. Because I can always depend on you when I'm trying. And listen, Irvin's in the mix too, Felicia. Don't let him fool you. Irvin is in the same mix because Irvin will have it ordered. If he sees you say something or me or Doc or something, Irv will order it. And then he'll say, yo, man, I ordered that joint. I'm like, you beat me to it. So, Felicia, you first out the limo. The foot stomp is going to be there on Friday. Go live so we can see what's going on. Want to see the unpacking and just fart around with it. I just want to know. I want to see how that joint rock. Okay. Because y'all believe in gas and I'm quickly becoming a part of the club. Yes. See that rock? See? You in it. So beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, you need it. See, listen, I think tonight we have in the comment section the true gas people. That's just who we are. We just straight gas people. Okay. Now, Rock is right. Doc, literally 1850. That sounds like it does sound like a drug deal, doesn't it, Felicia? It's just got another wave arm in today. Don't ask why. Because you don't need a why, Felicia. Where you going to put it at? I just want to know where you're going to put it at. Because I believe that you already have the reason set up. So what are you going to do with it? I just want to know. So now it's for my SM7B that's sitting behind the monitor. Okay. All right. Got you. Yeah. Let's do it. I mean, Felicia, you know what's funny? You said that. So I was literally sitting here and I said, okay, I got the arm here, right? And I put this arm out here. I sat a stool here. And then one of Tina's friends were over here. And I was just like, I can put a camera on this, a camera on that, and then put a camera right here, but I don't have a mic stand. So I literally was about to hit the button and grab another mic stand. But the problem was I didn't have a surface. If I mounted it here, it wouldn't get out there far enough. And then that's when I looked at the Hercules stand, because I'm like, if I use this stand right here, I can put it on a pole, put the confidence monitor, and extend it right here so that all three people are able to look into the monitors on a live, and then I can put them up in the 3 people window. So what I just see, do y'all see what I just did there? It's about creativity and ideas. And that's one of the things that I always like to challenge on the why. So like India, I love her thinking, because in her brain, she goes, so over here, I'm going to do this. And then when I'm riding the bike, I'm going to have the camera show my feet pedaling and such and such. So she just talked into like 3 cameras, and it makes sense because that's the presentation that she wants to do. It makes all the sense in the world, people. So don't feel bad if you have gas, right? It's just make the gas burn in a good way. Like make it burn. So, you know, you have your GoPros, you have your whatever camera. I still didn't, like the drone. When you get the drone, I have so many 20,000 ideas for it. It's like, yo, put these things to use. And like all the instructions I see on YouTube and stuff, this is gonna be crazy. It is so many tell you what to do, but then there's those videos that are really dope because people are doing it and they're showing you. So I like the show of how I use it. I like getting stopped to explain, what are you using? What is this? What is that? Not just guess what I'm unboxing, and I never see like how are you functioning with it? Like, how does that work? Like, show me that. Okay, that's just one of those things. That's just a thing with me on like show me what lens are on your A50-100. Okay, so Rock, on the A50-100, I'll just show you the A50-100s. On this A50-100 here, is it going to switch to it? On that A50-100 right there, that is a kit lens. Okay, this is a kit lens, the straight cheap kit lens, and that's the shot from that. On this guy right here, this is the kit lens. Okay, now funny thing is, the kit lens that came with my A7C full frame camera is up here over top of me, and that's on this camera right here. Okay, and then one more A50-100, I put a Sigma 16 on that one, and that's the one I was describing earlier. That shot is going to be just as clean as this one right here on a $250 camera. Okay, the Sigma lens, I just take the 16 and put it on whatever camera if I want that 16 on there. But putting that 16 on the ZV-E10 on this live, and depending on the lighting, is going to give me the same basic quality. Okay, now technicalities, professional people be able to explain it away why there's a big difference, notably, not arguably, big difference between a A50-100 and a ZV-E10. Now, again, I'm just saying, to the person that has $1,000 in their hand, they have to have a setup by Friday. And many of us are going to pitch, you need a ZV-E10. That's a true statement. But when you talk to Keith Pelzer, you know, the back hit that I get on, who needs 7 cameras? And then other people are like, yo, that's dope. Okay, cool, got you. I want an overhead shot, but I'm not putting a A7C over top of my head. I don't have it like that. Now, Felicia can afford to do that. Doc can afford to do it. I can't afford to do that. So I can't take the new A7 IV and say, oh, A7 IV over top of my desk. I don't have the money to do that. I'm just keeping 100%. But the A50-100 has a 16 millimeter on there, and the setup over there, the way I do the setup over there with this lantern light, the camera's sitting right over there. Shout out to Mr. Camera Junkie with the T2. It's the T2 is the confidence monitor over there. I took the A6100 and put it, this was my first camera, A6100. Second camera's on this jib, A66. Then I end up getting another A6100, right? But the crazy thing is, I could actually get away with a 5100 here. I could get away with a 5100 right here because these are 30 millimeter lenses on the Sigma. And if I went over there and turned that camera on, you will see a 16 millimeter Sigma lens on an A5100. But if I switch the cameras, it gives the same shot. Case in point, the client that I have that comes over here every week and does a 15-minute talk piece standing in front of the lantern light, I switch the camera and the video never showed that the camera was switched because it's the same lighting, same camera, and it pulled focus. Boom, case in point. Now, let that sit where it needs to sit. If I were to say, you can get a A50-100. Now, for the long term, it's not the best thing to do. You're not me. So I know why I did it, because I already invested in a more expensive camera, okay, to use in different scenarios. But for something I'm just cutting on and off, walking in the room, I only go to the shop maybe for like 5-10 minutes, and maybe a total of like 2 hours in 1 week. Ain't worth the investment to me to put ZV-E10s all over the room. I'm just saying, okay? Argue me on that. Case point. Gary, I see you laughing. So I'm going to foot stomp my scriptures on the screen. Come on, Felicia. My Sonys are my Rolex now. I gave up horology and photography, videography, because I thought it was going to be cheaper. Come on, man. Okay, I haven't even looked at it, but maybe you can put it in on the desk and use it as giant buttons. Kev, I feel you. How about that? Using those joints as giant buttons on the desk. Hey, look, they'll be good for, hey, I'm going to make a suggestion. I'm going to see if Tom and Heather will get the foot stomper and see if he can get the dog to change scenes. That would be so freaking hilarious. India, when you coming up to Phoenixville to help me do my setup in the garage, okay? Come on, help me. APS-C. Kevin is ZVE10. Thanks, Doc. APS-C and will eventually end up full. But I'm really looking at those Tamron ones that Doc Rock has been sharing. Come on, sir. Yeah, Doc. Siri started doing it. So I use it mostly for editing. I'm doing it, Diane. I'm sorry. Doc's probably talking about the loop deck. But once again, Doc is a genius. And so, Doc, if you are using loop deck when you're live, I probably need like a little help with the buttons because I got frustrated and I just never practiced it. But I wanted to do it for people that want the loop deck to use it. And again, people that ask me about the loop deck because they know I have it, I had to be honest and say I only use it for other things and opening stuff on the other computer, but I don't have the loop deck on this computer here because I got frustrated with it because it just kept glitching or something like that. And I wasn't able to just push buttons and switch scenes and stuff as easy as I'm doing on this. And it's probably because I know the Stream Deck, okay? Turns out it's a 7, okay? Some girlfriends, and we're just going to upgrade it to the 10. DJI Action Cam got you. Never tell people what they need. I tell them what to consider. Thank you, Felicia. That amen. Amen. That right there, that way, disclaimer. Here's what you consider. And that's why I like the way Doc Rock will put things, because he will throw the consideration out there. Not this is what you need, but the consideration. And then a lot of times when people prescribe what you need, that's because good people have listened to you and you told them what you want to do. Okay, I didn't talk people out of a jib, but somebody asked me about the jib and I was like, this is how much it costs, and then if you wait, you can get on sale at BMH. And they were, Jesus Christ, it costs that much. So then I went to the next thing. Okay, do you want it or do you need it? Well, I need it. Okay, you need it, then just save up the money and get it. And then they reconsider. Well, all I'm gonna do with it is so and so. And I'm like, well, then you need a slider if that's what you're gonna do. But I want the jib. Then get the jib. I mean, I'm not trying to save you money at that point. You said you want it. Okay, now when you went to what you need it for, then I can tell you by experience, a slider will solve that problem. Boom. And then from what I learn and do from my mentors, I will say, like Doc Rock is like a mentor to me. Here's my language. Do not get a Neewer slider. Do not go and get, oh, I can get this slider for 100. Don't do it. Get you an Edelkrone, or like as Tom Buck's review on it, go get the Shark or something of that nature, because you're going to blow your money and the sucker's going to break. You know how I know? Because up on the wall on my room cam, I have the rails from a Neewer slider that was good when I first got it, and the sucker just broke. I had one Edelkrone product break with me, and guess what? They said, send us a video of what happened. I sent them that video, and in less than 12 hours, they said a replacement is in the mail, and that's why you spend Edelkrone money. Boom. Case solved. Okay? So, yeah, you do pony up. All right? Okay, everybody's chatting in the column. Irvin, you still here? It's past your bedtime. Working on some stuff, some new stuff for the studio. Necessary gas. See? Irvin Fryer, Felicia, Doc, it's your fault, my fault. India, your fault too, but Irvin's in. He's in with us, okay? So he's doing something new to the studio. He doesn't have to, but he wants to. Okay, I just got Elgato multi-mount L to add to my current Elgato desk mount. to get my overhead camera set up. Come on, India, that's what I'm talking about. Now, how wide does that clamp open up on that Hercules? Can it fit around a rolling TV cart stand? Looking at setting up a Zoom podcast interview TV. So Kevin, I'm sorry y'all, I'm late in the comment section. This thing ain't getting around much of anything except a regular pole. Like if you notice, like, okay, let me go here. It's not getting around much, okay? And I'll show it to you from this angle. That's as far as it opens up. Sadly enough, so if I go there, okay, so it stops right here. That's as far as it opens up. I just really wouldn't recommend it on the, well, it really won't even fit on the edge of the desk if the edge of your desk is thick enough. So mine is not that thick, so it actually does not fit on here. Okay, so it doesn't even fit on here. It really is only going to go on, here's my Cupo stand over here. It's going to go around that, or just for example, a regular mic stand. This is like the short mic stand, like an on stage. This is a gator, but it's made to go around a pole like that. And so my use case for this will be pretty much just mounting it up top here or over here and just bringing the mic down here for the clients that I have that don't want the mic in the shot. But the studio engineer, they with the radio station we work with, they want that mic as close to the mouth as possible. So when I got the cute clients that's like, I don't want the mic in the shot, I got to get that mic right here. Okay, I got to get that mic right here. And so when they put their iPad and everything right here, the Elgato arm actually gets in the way. So while this works for me, I can only do this, right? And then I don't want to bring over the other arm that I have on that over there, because then I don't have anything over here. It gets in the way. So I needed something to come down from the top, but it articulates enough so that it moves in like a bunch of ways. So now if it would have fit on the side of the desk, I definitely would have liked it, because you know, you can get it to come over here, and that I'm telling you, the 360 on this that's the key to it. And each pivot part has a 360 on it. Okay, so for about what, $60, it's a great piece for me to have. So Kevin, I hope that answers your question as far as using it. So whoa, wait a minute, did you say you got that old school Exxon gas card? Dude, that's old school right there. So wait, was ESO back in the day? I guess so. Okay, Elo. All right, at least our gas does not smell like skunk. Kevin Cox, the Tamrons work on both. Actuality, all E-mount glass works on both. Okay, got you. Purchased the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse, came home, saw Doc Rock video about it. Yes. And I instantly tossed the receipt and said, yep, this is it. See that? You got it. You in there. That's Credit Dave. Credit Dave, you're part of the crew, man. Welcome. So join the family and just go ahead and let's get ready, see what else is next. So then purchased the keyboard. Got you. Time for dinner. Got to run. Holla back, Kevin. I'm about to get off too. Credit Dave. I had that Logitech MX3 mouse a long time, but did not know how to use it until Doc showed me. See how we help each other? For the stuff you got laying around you know how to use, this gear acquisition syndrome helps you out. So thanks for info on the A51 lens choices. So let me ask you, Rock, I want to be fair. Now, are you part of the gas crew, or are you kind of on the budget? Okay, just let me know. Just being fair, and I'm gonna scroll up in these comments real quick. But again, I am not recommending that you go and search for a bunch of A5100s. Don't do that. I'm just saying, don't do that. Invest in a great piece of camera first, if you can. Do that. But if you have the why that you need extra, but the extra is not like paramount, then that's what the option is for. Okay. But the on-screen control does not work with Monterey. Okay, it stopped working when I upgraded. Any suggestions, Doc? Yeah, I didn't upgrade, y'all. I'm a little scared. I'm a music guy, so I normally don't upgrade until like darn near 10 months, 12 months later. That was a Pro Tools thing. So I can't lie. This was a huge upgrade from my Magic Mouse. Okay, we're talking about that. Okay, those 851s are cheap and zero taxes. If you guys know someone in the military, thanks for the tip there. Okay, tell them, stay the fish sticks out of my wallet. I don't hate the player, hate the camera bag. Come on, man. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Felicia. Thank you. I have E10s, but I want 51s for extra shots. So this would be great. Thank y'all. Rock and Felicia, thank you. That is the application of doing that. But don't just jump out the gate and go cheap. You'll be sorry later. I promise you, okay? Because some of them Jones, they will frustrate you. All right, let me scroll up real quick. Okay, we're at the end. Exxon, got you. Is like the 70s. That's what I meant. Got you. I've been around. I'm only 50, so I'm not the oldest person around here. But nonetheless, I remember when gas prices were octane equal. Okay, so for 87 octane, it was 87 cents for gas. For 90 octane, it was 90 cents for gas. And then life changed and everything got screwed up. So the Newer is going to be just like Zion Williamson Nike's cold busted mid game. Listen, bro, let me say this to people. When you're amateur or you just jump into stuff, you swear Newer is hot. I got Newer stuff in the garage now that I'm like literally about to throw in the trash. If anybody needs like, what do you call it? Softbox lighting or something. I think I'm gonna go live and just put up all the stuff that I need to get rid of. Okay. I got 2 Newer lights, soft boxes, and they came from, I started panel lights, which I repurposed those. My son took one to college. My cousin took the other one. Now I went to Newer lights here, and then the fans were like just tearing up, making a ton of noise. So then we got rid of those. Upgraded, went Godox, the cute little Godox lights, right? The ML60s. They weren't bicolor, but they're small, right? Cute little thing. The good news is, and this is why you get good, I use those in the field, okay? But what I didn't like for how I do what I do, I like to have control on the app. So for the lights and stuff, then I needed bicolor because one of my clients there, oh, I want the softer light. You know, they want this softer and stuff like that. And I knew what they were saying, but I'm like, oh gosh. So then I went aperture and got, you know, bicolor lights. And with the Citus link, Citus, whatever, it just all the settings in there. So for each client to come in, I just push a button and change the lights. So if somebody wants 32, they want 54 or 56, whatever, you just change it, make it look like day, night, whatever. Boom, I'm done. Okay. So but the Newer stuff is sitting in the garage. The softbox Newer stuff sitting in the garage. Okay. A couple of no good stands that I had sitting in the garage. Okay. And so now I'm kind of in a happy place. I'm in a much better place with stuff that I know is going to last. Okay. And I have my areas covered. That's it for tonight, people. I'm watch whoever's going live. I'm gonna sit there and watch y'all. Okay. Just got back from a 90-day military hiatus and haven't bought jack in a while. My hands itch. It's time to go, man. Newer is soon to be older. Got you. I was slow with that. Newer is soon to be older. See, look, are we surprised? And I agree. Felicia says, I never bought Newer stuff. My mom never put cheap shoes on our feet or cheap clothes on our backs. Felicia, I am not surprised, and I salute and celebrate you. I didn't know. So when I was getting into this, Newer looked like so dope. And I was like, Newer slider, Newer panel lights, Newer softbox, Newer, you know, something. And I'm sitting there like, this stuff is garbage. Okay. So by the time it was time to get seat stands, I went straight Kupo and I'm good to go. Okay. Kupo, good to go. I like it. So KP, you and Felicia should host a gas show on Amazon. That would be dope. See, because I can rock with Felicia. Wait a minute. Felicia and Irvin, y'all two with all the screens and stuff, that would be hilarious if y'all just did a live with the room camera showing all of that stuff. Okay. She never knew when we could buy more. So what we had needed to last. Got you. So I'm going to have an Ecan Fam garage sale, and it's going to be super dope. Can't wait to view. No, listen, credit. I actually do have some dope stuff that I actually don't need. Now, if anybody's interested, let me know. The shipping I'm a little slow on the shipping, but if you really have need of it, these are on sale. Once again, anybody's got gas and you have a use for, you like Z stands, if you're into them, this Edelchrome Z stand is just fire. And somebody alerted me and kind of ticked me off to let me know that this sucker is on sale. I think down from $200, it's $119 or $116 or something now. I think Mr. Camera Junkie told me about it. And I do have an extra one of these that I'm keeping. I'm not getting rid of it. But I use these suckers. Again, once I said it, I have it mounted on this guy right now. So if you do play the teleprompter on the lens off of here, you need something so the camera doesn't tip over. The legs on here work fine, but then the adjustment that I need sometimes for different people, I have to like adjust this up and down. So think Z stand with the tightener on there to hold your camera, hold your lens. So when I had the full frame on here, Sigma 2470, this held it fine. It's secure. You're not worried about your camera tilting and toppling over. But this stand right here is actually on sale. But here's my point. I actually got the first two versions of this. So anybody, if you were looking for a Z stand or something like that and you're not really deep on the adjustment on here, with this, I do have two Z stands. So inbox me or something like that, or just say I'm interested. Okay, I got them. My Rodecaster Pro is sitting on the floor. Okay, I'm going to use that for church at my study or something, but it's sitting down there because I never really was using it. It was on the other setup, and actually I got a different audio set, so I just moved that one over to there. Okay, but yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Credit Dave, because I mean, you learn, you get this stuff, and now with the Edelchrome piece that I have coming that does the tracking, right? So I said it's going to move. So when this moves, it's going to move the jib and follow this with the module that's on there. And so at this point, the gimbal that I was using to do videos like that, I kind of don't even use the sucker anymore. So there's gimbals and all of that stuff. Felicia, how many gimbals you got? I think Felicia got like 5 gimbals. How was Zay handling school with mom's boo thing? The fast girls. With mom's booth and the fast girls. Okay, you gotta decode that for me, but yeah, Zay's kind of cool, Right, you mean I could pull my extra stuff from my gas closet? Yes, exactly, Felicia. We need to do a gas closet. How about that? Doc don't have a gas closet because he's always bought quality, I think. So everything that Doc buys is vintage. Like, I think every piece of camera gear that Doc buys is kind of like a Neumann U87 mic. Most people don't know that, but Doc knows what I just said. It's like he buys vintage stuff. It's like a Gibson guitar or something like that. Now, one thing before I go, Doc, I need to know with that battery charger thing that you got that links the pieces on, I needs that. Felicia, if you don't have that, we need that. Me and you need to get it. The battery thing, Doc, if you remember, put it in the column, or I'm gonna find that live. Whatever your battery charger thing is, it is one of the dopest things. I think I seen it one time, and then I looked and Doc has it, and he's like, "Oh, you were explaining something, and you were like, oh, you guys need this," and you say you just do this and you can put all the different batteries you have on it, the charger and everything. It simplifies the bag. That's what I need. I need you to put that in the column because I need that. Okay? I need that. So that's my next gas thing. So finna get the Z Stand 3. Okay, got you. And the Z Stand, so the one that's in his hand. Doc, get it today, man. Just grab it today. It's on sale at B&H right now. Okay, if you want it. So flex tilt head. See if it's on sale on Amazon, but if it's not, it's on sale at B&H right now. So bothering the fast girl. Sorry, got you. Yeah, he's trying to big pimping, but he's getting his grays done. That's what I need. So buy it right or buy it twice. Big. See? No, I have Elgato key light, Elgato ring light, Elgato green screen, etc. I told you I don't buy cheap stuff, period. Felicia, question. The Elgato lights, I want to get them for Tina because she doesn't want to put, thank you, Doc. She does not want to put, she doesn't want the, so Felicia, Tina doesn't want this. She don't want these, right? But the Elgato lights, do you, okay, I'm gonna look at your setup again. I'm gonna check your video out with your setup. I gotta put something nice on her desk. She likes the simplified stuff, so whatever y'all suggested, I could get Tina that's going to get her lighting so I can light her from both sides. But she don't want this. It's something, you know, I don't want all that big light stuff. So I'm just like, she getting on my nerves with that. But I'll figure it out. All right, people, I'm signing off. I'm going to get out of here. Who's going live? Tell me you're going live. Tell us where to find you at. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to watch you on the big TV. All right? Exactly, Felicia. Same here. Make sure you get the right SID pieces for each battery, side pieces for each batteries. Okay, got you, Doc. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen, this is Doc Rock approved. I'm telling y'all, if you got the batteries and you got gas, you need this piece right here. Hopefully, this is your affiliate link. We're going to support. I'm grabbing this sucker right now. Felicia, I'm going to test Felicia. And India. Do y'all have this charger that Doc is talking about? Up to 4 batteries with 3A maximum current. So I'm curious of who has it or who doesn't. Now Doc showed it to us. If y'all don't have it, let's go, people. Let's grab that sucker. You actually need it. All right. That's it for me. If you have any questions, y'all know, just ask it. If not, you know, good to go. All right, people. I'll holler back. Peace. Where's my button at? Oh, see, if I had the foot stomper, I could have the sign off button on the foot. Here it is. Let's leave out on that good music.